everybody, and welcome to week 2 of Pinto's preview here on 740thefan.com and kfgo.com. I'm Daniel Pinto Gunderson. Well, last week, as many of you know, North Dakota State University beat Kansas State University, and I'm already off to a bad start when it comes to predicting. I said Kansas State would probably win 27-20, 24-21, something in that nature. I can't remember. All I know is that I picked K-State to win, and NDSU came away with probably the biggest regular season victory in school history. Definitely one of the biggest wins in school history for them. And so Brock Jensen completely disproves my overrated comment. NDSU starts the season 1-0, and now they move on to take Ferris State University. I know Ferris State University is a Division II team from Michigan, and essentially NDSU wanted to schedule a 6th home game because Montana State bought out of their contract. And so here we are, left with the Ferris State Bulldogs and what is going to end up being somewhat of an exhibition game for NDSU, basically because they're going to win this game, and you're probably going to see starters play maybe a couple quarters, but we'll get into more of that in just a moment. First, I want to talk about what's behind me right now. And so there's an ice castle from Outlet Recreation and Sign-O-Rama, and basically what you can do to win this ice castle, text the word ICE to 35270, and then you are registered to win this ice castle. It's going to be out at Bison Tailgating this weekend. Froggy 99.9, the country station in our company, will have this out at Football Fridays as well. 740 The Fan and Y94 on here also, and then you have KFGO, the Mighty 790. They're going to have this out at Big Iron, so make sure, again, to send the word ICE to short code 35270 in order to get registered to win this thing as well. Bison Tailgating, they're going to have registered boxes at Bison Tailgating for this thing as well. So make sure and check this out. It's a great ice castle. You can see inside of it. It's a really, really nice setup for Bison football and a way to get you ready for the winter fishing. So we move on from that, and I'm going to give you 3 points to look for the Ferris State NDSU game. First point I want to make is look for the starters in this game to go maybe a couple quarters. And with that, you're going to see a lot of backups get some playing time. So look for guys like Pierre G. Tucker, maybe Kerry Woods to play significant snaps. Are they really significant when it comes against Ferris State and in a couple weeks against Delaware State? No, but it's live action. It's live game action. I think those two players, along with a handful of others, are going to see playing time against teams like South Dakota State University and Northern Iowa. So this is a way for them to get their feet wet. The depth really played a factor against Kansas State, but you didn't see many of the younger guys come in and play against the Kansas State offense or the Kansas State defense. You're going to in the next couple weeks. So look for that, and also look for the starters to get out of there quickly. And here's why as we move into point 2, injuries. You want to avoid injuries, obviously, throughout the season, but it's almost inexcusable if one of your best players gets injured in a game. You know you're going to win whether they play or not. Marcus Williams, Brock Jensen, Sam Ojuri, John Crockett, Billy Turner, Grant Olson, list goes on for this team. You don't want them to blow an ACL, break a leg, break an arm, break a collarbone, whatever, against Ferris State. That's just really hard to explain to a fan base because they know, you know, even Ferris State knows, NDSU is going to win this game with their second and third string players playing a majority of the snaps. They don't need these top players to get in there. So you get them in, maybe a series, maybe 2, maybe even a quarter at the most. Get them out. Get them out of the game. Let these backups, let these younger guys play. Get some reps against a different team besides their own opponent during practice and move forward. And that would be a way, obviously for me, that I believe you can avoid injury in this game. And of course, you know, big ones coming up in September, at the end of September in Brookings against South Dakota State, and then of course against Northern Iowa to start October. The third and final point I want to make is the crowd in this game. How electric are they going to be? I'm going to say for about 15, maybe 10 minutes, they're going to be really amped up. Then NDSU is going to get ahead 21-0, and then it's going to be 28-0, and then it's going to be 35-0, and by halftime, the crowd's just going to disperse. The students are going to go on and do what they want to do. The fans that live in Fargo might even go home and say, you know what, I saw half of this. I saw the banner being raised. I tailgated hard enough. I'm going home. You know, this game is going to be over within 30 minutes of playing time. Why risk and, you know, why stay? So I'm going to see how electric the crowd is as this game goes on because I just kind of believe they're going to check out by halftime Not that there's anything wrong, because this game is going to be over by halftime, so I don't really blame them for doing it. But the crowd involvement, the crowd noise, the crowd excitement will be something to see after 30 minutes of playing time. And now for my X Factor. It's going to be a little different because it has nothing to do with the game. Last week I said Kerry Woods would be a guy to watch for NDSU at the receiving position. He had one catch, didn't factor much into the game. For this week in the X Factor, don't even worry about NDSU Ferris State. Take a look at the South Dakota State School Up North matchup that kicks off about 3 hours after NDSU and Ferris State get going. School Up North, the University of North Dakota, and South Dakota State both have aspirations of doing big things this season. For South Dakota State, it's challenging NDSU for the Missouri Valley Crown. For UND, it's making the playoffs out of a very tough Big Sky. Both are doable for either team, but they're really going to find out what they're made of in this game. UND really can throw. South Dakota State can really run. Defensively, we'll see how good South Dakota State is against the pass. We'll see how bad UND is against the run. It'll be a good game. It'll be exciting. I think South Dakota State will win. But if UND somehow pulls off the upset, I'm going to start thinking playoffs for the University of North Dakota, and that's why I think you should watch that game as it kicks off about 7 o'clock Central Time up in Grand Forks at the Alara Center, or as I like to call it, the airplane hangar. And now for my prediction. NDSU, 69. Ferris State, nothing. For 740thefan.com and KFGO.com, I'm Daniel Gunderson.